think there are two different types of company culture that people look to fix. One is what I would call a long-term malaise. So, a situation where over many years the organization has, been very high avoiding and not facing into what's not working, or where there has been a lot of silos and isolation, or where there has been strong internal orientation, or where there has been extensive bureaucracy. And there I think what you have in terms of what happens is you have a continual underperformance. Now, how extreme that underperformance may depend on the pressures that the organization operates in, but you have a situation where what is sustaining any performance is really the habit and the process from the past, but there is very little renewal going on because people are not giving that extra mile that is involved in reversing some of those cultures. The other kind of culture that we see which needs fixing are cultures which are suffering from very, very strong pressure to perform financially. And so that they are under such huge pressure in that regard that people start to cut corners in order to achieve that. And that's where you will tend to get the culture problems that are more dramatic, often more dramatic from a reputational sense. It's that kind of, when every major story that we see about fraud, about quality controls being cut, about people shortchanging customers in some way in order to make their bonus, all of those things, if you look under the bonnet a little bit, you find are the result of people being under very, very strong performance pressure and taking it upon themselves to cut various standards of ethics or of other behaviors in order to achieve that. So in those instances, you'll probably get away with it for a period of time because financial performance is strong. And then you get an explosion, where one of the behaviors that people have started to see as the norm explodes in your face, and there is a big drama and there's a lot of press, and the organization will have a massive drop in share value. So those are really two completely different scenarios that we will be brought in for. One is to counterbalance a desire for very strong pressure on financial performance by building and making even stronger the values that need to go alongside of that to make sure that financial performance doesn't end up in reputational risk. And the second is the long-term malaise of certain habits, certain patterns of behavior which have just become lazy in a way, that have started to draw out the worst in people, and as a result of that you are not able to really capitalize on the opportunities that sit in front of the organization for growth. Those are the two ways I think that culture can impact negatively on performance, and those will be the kinds of case studies that we see where organizations fit into one or two of those categories.